What is going on? Happy Tuesday. Happy new DC day. It's time to take a peek, a look at what's coming out this week. It's the holiday season, so it's time to be grateful and thankful for comic books. And there's some really cool stuff. It's not a huge week, but there's some exciting ones. We'll hang out for a bit, chit chat, give some books away. Remember, the super chat goal is going. So if we hit the super chat goal, we'll add the bonus prizes, including 4 extra comics, stickers, magnets, trading card packs, all kinds of stuff to one lucky winner who's in the chat. And we'll do all of that right after this. Don't forget the links in the description of any and all of my videos. You got Big Time Collectibles, Justin Comics Cleaning and Pressing, and ABX Comics and Games, my local comic shop, where all the books I'll be talking about today I pick up. I have a pull list there. I let them know what books I'm looking forward to, what books I want. And then every week they're sitting in a box with my name on it, so I don't have to race to the store, chase stuff down, compete with other shoppers. Everything that I want is always right there. You too can have a pool list like that by reaching out to ABX Comics and Games, linked in the description below, setting up a pool list. You don't have to be local. They do long distance subscriptions as well. There's a lot of people in the community that use them now, like the Adventurous Joe, Burke, Roscoe, Brian LCS. A lot of people are taking advantage of the top tier comic shop, ABX Comics and Games. It's also where I picked up today's giveaways, including DCKO. It is all fight month. We'll be talking about that in more detail. But we have the special Harley Quinn versus Zatanna, as well as the most recent issue of Titans, which is a DCKO special with Cyborg versus Swamp Thing. I grabbed the wicked cool Mark Spears variant for that. And then this is a David Nakayama goodness for that one. Some popular cover artists there. So hope everybody likes those. And again, if we hit the super chat goal, we'll add the bonus books. 4 bonus DC comics from who knows when across the day and eras, trading cards, stickers, magnets, all kinds of stuff. But we got this wicked cool Batman. I'll show you one of them from 0 Hour. Batgirl's 511, issue 511 from the DC universe. Some cool stuff there. It's a really cool era of DC comics. Really cool stuff. So yeah, we got that going on for us. Let's see who all's in the chat. I hope everyone's having a good day. I just got done running to get here on time. We just had to put a Barbie dream house away in the hide it in the other building. Monkey asked for Santa for a Barbie dream house, and Santa is so nice and all of his wisdom. Him and his elves build it and everything, but then they take it apart and put it in a box and send it to you so that you as the parents can do the final assembly. So took advantage of the kids being at school to pre-assemble it, get rid of the box, adjust stuff in the room, size it, find a place. It's massive. It's over 3 feet long, and it's like 3 stories. It's taller than Monkey. It's insane. But ultimately, I absolutely love it. It was such a great idea because one thing we were able to do is go through her room and clear out a bunch of stuff to make room for it. So then Santa had to go and write Mommy and Daddy a note for the kids to see that asked to have their rooms clean and space made for new stuff this year. So that's how today's going. It's been fantastic. The holiday magic is upon the house, and it's happening in real time. Las Crucius, what is going on, homie? Good to see you. Lisa, hello. We got Matt. How's it going, brother? Mark's worst nightmare. Zatanna speaking backwards. Can you imagine how it would be if you asked her out on a date? Yeah, it'd be rough. It does drive me crazy, Joe. It's just I love a good comic gimmick, and it's the worst one that exists in all of comics. What's going on, Dead Man? Good to see you. Bryant, how's it going? Ronnie, what's up, brother? Chop, what's happening? Good afternoon. Phil, how's it going? Yesterday was my 48th birthday. Thank you to everyone who wished me a happy one. It wasn't my greatest day again this year, but it was still fun. It was still fun and enjoyable. There you go. Well, happy late birthday, Joe. Happy 48th, my man. Joffrey, what's going on? How are you? Ruby G is in the building. Cowabunga to you, good sir. Did you guys see the first cover of DCKO Battlefield? I didn't. We can look it up, though. We're going to pull up the books here in just a few. DCKO Battlefield. I'm not familiar. I'm not familiar. What am I looking for? I was looking for something. Looking for a DCKO book so I can look at the what is the little list they put in these things? The reading list. They normally have like Checklist is what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. Checklist. No checklist on this one. Like all the books had checklists that I was looking at last week. Yeah. I know that we have the Night Fight book. I know that there's some kind of other special. I don't know if I don't know what the Battlefield is. I have to take a look at that. My sisters all had Barbie dream houses, dude. They're massive, dude. Freaking slides, elevators. It's wild. Scotty, what's going on? I think Mark's wife would be mad if Mark dated Zatanna. Yeah, probably the first person that it would make mad. Yeah, absolutely. Scotty, I was thinking about you earlier, man, with your USPS debacle that you messaged me about. How I told you it happens all the time and every time. This was from today. I got a message from somebody. What is it? Last Wednesday, they shot me a message with a tracking number telling me that they were sending me something. And then today they said, I find it crazy. I mailed your package from Tennessee USPS. They sent it to Arizona, and now finally it's in Atlanta, Georgia. You would think they would have a closer first location than Arizona. So everything always goes wonky when you try to mail stuff to Georgia. And I'd said, it's normal, bro. Georgia is allergic to mail. But I immediately thought of you. I'm like, he's getting a taste of what we go through. All them happy birthdays coming. I don't know about worse than comics. There is Marvel comic. No, I'm talking about the gimmick, like the talking backwards. Talking backwards is cool to cast spells, but the way that they actually write it all out backwards and making you forcefully read backwards writing in the middle of trying to read a comic, enjoy a story, participate in the momentum of the story and all that, it just takes you right out of it. And I've said it 1,000 times. You can easily just put anything she says in quotations or put an asterisk at the end in an editor's note. Spells cast spoken backwards or spoken backwards. It take no effort. One editor's box, and then no words have to be backwards. It's absolutely crazy. Share it on ABX and CSRA sequential artist Facebook groups and playing on the big TV at the store. Dude, thank you so much, Paul. Thank you. Now, I did not have a Barbie Dream House. I had Castle Grayskull, G.I. Joe headquarters, and Cat's Lair. There you go. There's some big ones too, though. I had the Castle Grayskull. Barbie's Castle Grayskull? Cool. Yeah. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, it's absolutely normal down here. I tell people all the time, whenever I order anything, I just forget that I ordered it. When I order stuff, I just make sure that when ordering it, I have my tracking tracked. I use the shop app. It makes it super easy. And I just put anything in there, and I rarely open my mail anyway. So if I ever think about it down the road, there's been, I think, one time where I had to reach out to somebody like, hey, I don't think this got shipped out, and it was from 6 months ago. And they're like, oh, my bad. I got my comics today that were mailed December 1st. They went everywhere. That's not bad. 2 weeks. That ain't bad. Pop, how's it going? I think Mark's worst nightmare is a manga of Zatanna. Double. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Wouldn't it just be Ford then? Zatanna and a manga? Like, yeah, maybe. It took me a few minutes to read what she said was going on the cover alone. Yeah, it's rough. I bought a Zatanna once. There you go. Happy Tuesday, Christina. Good to see you in here. I know I'm just messing. I just like it too, but they do need to do something about that. Yeah, they really do. I saw my childhood Castle Grayskull and Voltron. Nice. It's Steve, the Deer Slayer. It's morphin time. Yeah, big prayers for Steve, man. He hit another deer. I'm assuming on his way to work, but today he has a long commute every day that he takes. So just a higher chance than most people of having to deal with wildlife. And he's hit a couple of deer, done a lot of damage to vehicles that he owns. And luckily he's safe, but man, I know that's a heartbreak, especially this time of year, man. I hate it for you, Steve. Glad you're okay though, man. What's going on, the other Steve? How's it going? Wayne, what's up, man? How's it going? Caught up on Absolute Wonder Woman. Still don't love it, but it's better than that 5-issue arc is over. And I think a lot of it too is the art, right? Once you read enough of them, you get adjusted to art in a lot of cases. I'm a big fan of the Department of Truth, and Martin Simmons does the artwork in that. And it's very, very abstract. He is a very abstract artist. Whatever you think when you think conventional comic book art, is the exact polar opposite of that. And I still remember when that book first came out, when issue 1 came out, how many people picked it up and were immediately talking about how this book's not for me. I'm not a fan of the art. It's not even debatable that he's a good artist. He is, but again, it's not traditional in any sense of the word. It's intentionally abstract. And once you get into the book, you find a couple of things happening. One, you get used to the art to a large degree, but two, it greatly fits the story and the tone and the themes of everything of the story. And after a little while, you can't imagine anybody else being better fit for that book than Martin Simmons. Now, I don't think he would be the guy for the job for like Superman proper or something like that, but for that book, it's perfect. And I kind of feel that way about Hayden Sherman with Absolute Wonder Woman. It fits so well for the tone and the themes of that book that after a while, the art just, I feel like it reflects the character of Diana and Absolute Wonder Woman perfectly. I really enjoy the art. At first, I'm like, this is a weird choice, but I like the thin line work, the lack of detail in people's face features, but you still get emotions through it and everything. It's, I don't know, it just works really well for me. Oh dear. Had that one too. Forgot about the Castle of Lions from Voltron. Yeah, appreciate kind words, man. Yeah. Crazy that all those safety features didn't help Bambi either. Oh my god. Yeah, Steve shared it in the chat, his Tesla, and he said all the safety features and still didn't stop it from happening. So pop taking a little low one there. I'm adjusted to the art now. Yeah, there you go. And then some of the scenes, the art it doesn't seem so simplistic. Like when I think it was issue 5 when the Tetracide got split vertically and opened up, and because the Tetracide was like a kaiju-sized creature in the big page splash, like you can see how intricate and detailed all the innards of the kaiju was. I'm like, holy potatoes. That was a shift. That was a shift. Vehicles can be replaced. Human lives cannot. Glad you're doing all right. Steve, thoughts and prayers for you and your family, my friend. Austin LeMay, what is going on, brother? Good to see you in here. The man, the myth, the legend, the legendary artist behind such things like Blastin' and Stations. What was that called? Delta Dogs? The Comics Curing Cancer art book. And tons of custom covers. We had a $2 super chat, the first one, kicking it off. Remember, 5 of them gets the bonus prizes in there. But let's get it rocking and rolling. Let's go.
More blood. Go get it.
Warner Brothers cracking down on stuff people are sharing. I'm kind of nervous sharing that one. I love my Aquaman clips. It's kind of long, and it kind of gets me claims and stuff. But I had to share it. He said, "Happy new DC Day, Legionnaires." Shout out to Stephen with a C, man. Wayne Deacon, oh, he said hello. Said here. Absolute Evil should be on people's list. Absolute Evil was just a one shot. It was fantastic. I was talking about it today for a minute at the shop. We're talking about like someone asked if the villains have been introduced yet. I'm like, yeah, they're there. They're definitely there. But Absolute Evil was a phenomenal one shot. We should be seeing Absolute Hawkman again and Superman coming up soon. I'm excited for that. Hawkman was a menace. Tragic. Vogsy, what's going on, homie? Good to see you in here today. Hope you're doing good. It was cool. Popped in for a second on the what was that stream called? Bragging Rights on Flat Earth Santa's channel. There's kind of a cover challenge show showing off different covers and the chat voting on which one they like. And after a few rounds, a winner is declared. Bogsy was on there with Matt from Heroes for Hire Comic Club. It was a fun little show. I was able to pop in for a minute. I cooked dinner last night. I made what is it called? Fettuccine Alfredo. Is that what it's called? Just the noodles with white sauce. And I bought like this like 1.5 pound T-bone steak and cooked it and put it with it. So we had like steak Alfredo. It was good. I was doing that while I was trying to pop in and say hey to people on their streams and all that. Hayden Sherman is a cool artist. I met him at Toronto Comic Con. That's pretty cool. Yeah, he's talented. That's for sure. That's how I feel about Dragoda now. I used to hate it. Now I dig it. Yeah. A lot of time they can see farther than we can, because they're the ones like mapping out these stories in advance and seeing the work in advance long before us. The same thing. Yeah, a lot of people were a lot more critical of Dragoda when that first released than they are now. It's kind of like you want to see the little TikTok head Batman. That's kind of what's the signature Absolute. There's a lot of covers, especially for what's coming, because Absolute Wonder Woman and Batman are doing a 2-issue story arc. The next issue of Wonder Woman will be part 1. Then the next issue of Batman will be part 2. So some of the variants have them sharing the cover together. And some of them, they're like Wonder Woman's taller than Absolute Batman just by a little bit. He's kind of looking up at her. And you kind of get the true scale. Like a lot of it is just artistic liberty. You know, Batman's not really this monster. He's just a buff guy, but that's just how Dragotta draws it. It's stylized. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for, stylized. Let's see, scrolling on down. Got another $2 super chat. This one from Ronnie Johnson. Can I get a kaiju call? Let's do it. Keep them kaijus ready. Dude, Godzilla entering that battle season 1 of Monarch was insane. They finally posted the first images, the first little clip of season 2 with Godzilla coming up out of the water. It looked incredible. That puts it 2 of 5 of the super chat goal. I'm gonna say, Ryan Riley, what is going on, homie? Austin LeMay art will be in my video that goes up at 4 p.m. CT today. WB got me for live reacting to the Supergirl trailer. I guess they are allergic to free advertising. Yeah, dude, I think that Disney's really bad about it. And whoever owns Mario, the Mario movie, was that Paramount? Like that was different ownership then, but I think all of them are. It's really just there's very specific rules and guidelines to use it. Like I know that clip is too long. I knew it when I clipped it, and I just pushed the limit. So what happens is it'll get flagged sometimes, and I'll get an email that says there's a copyright claim on your video, and the email will tell you specifically what part of your video. It'll tell you this timestamp to this timestamp. It'll be an exact window of time that says this is what triggered the copyright claim. And then I can then just hit one button, and after that one button, I can choose to mute that segment, or it just edits it completely out. Then my video is back to normal. And that's just what I do if they claim it. I just hit the little one button and I'm good. I'm done. Problem solved. And we all got to enjoy Aquaman clips. And I will never stop enjoying Aquaman clips. Ever. I'm never, ever going to stop enjoying Aquaman clips. I got 2 more Aquaman clips in here ready to go whenever need be. I love Aquaman. And I hope everyone read the DC KO from last week. I told y'all that it was like one of my favorite reads by the time I did this stream was Aquaman versus Hawkman. But it was like my read of the week from DC and like my close second for the whole stack from last week. It was the big absolute Joker week. That book wasn't even in my top 2. It was fantastic. But man, Geiger 19 kind of hit on an emotional level, and Redcoat showed up finally, and Geiger. And then that Aquaman Hawkman fight was incredible. And then like the lore that they reached into with it, calling back to the Green Lantern Corps series where Thanagar blew up the Hawk world. And there being a hawk deity in its core. Horus woke up. Horus came back finally, got to see what happened with that. Imbued Hawkman with deity-like abilities, recognizing that Aquaman is like a god-level character, especially now that he's linked into the blue and he's the avatar of the blue. And Aquaman still put them paws on him. Hawkman thought, I'm going to get him away from water. Took him to space, and Aquaman's just kind of smirking. What's so funny? Oh, I'm never away from water. And then he just drops him and just commands every bit of moisture in the cosmos, and then pretty much states like I am the dark tide, because that like calls back to the actual Aquaman story going on since issue 1. This Jeremy Adams run with John Timms on art for Aquaman is incredible. Absolutely love it. I feel like we're back in Jeff Johns days. Like it's just good stuff. What's going on, Tate? Good to see you, brother. MJ, my man. James, I seen your post. You got 25 of the, what are these things called? Mark Spears Winter Horrorland RIP blind bags, issue number 8 of Mark Spears Monsters, which I assume is just the next issue. I got 5 of them. My video for tomorrow will be opening up those once Street Gate gets here and we can open blind bags. But I'm excited to see which ones you got. I'll be checking it out. I'm not as up to date on these Winter Wonderland ones. I've been aware of them this whole time, but like with the Halloween ones, as it got closer, I saw like some of the posts that show you what a lot of the covers are and what the ratios are and the chases, like the stuff like that. So I have to figure all that out today. But Finn had his karate testing Saturday. He's done with blue belts. He'll put on his blue belt for one more time to go to his award ceremony, and he'll walk out a brown belt. My main man with pots and pans is in the brown belts, and after that it's red belts and black. He's working his way through it. I couldn't be more proud of him. But he did that this past weekend, So he doesn't have class today. Normally, as soon as I end this, I'm like standing outside, getting ready to go get them and all that stuff, and then racing to karate. So I have the whole evening to play catch up and do some stuff. And that's what I'll be doing, is looking up some of this Mark Spears stuff and getting ready to open them. I'm excited about it. Excited. An absolute Batman blind bag would feed families. Yes, it would, dude. Yes, it would, wouldn't it? They did Batman #1. They've done DC KO. This Mark Spears isn't the only blind bag out. A lot of y'all might not know this. There's a Lion King blind bag out this week. I'm not even joking. I have no clue what's in it. There's only 2 of them at the shop. I wasn't gonna, I don't want to say waste money. I wasn't gonna spend money on getting a Lion King blind bag when there's legitimate like Disney collectors out there, and there's only 2 of them. So I was gonna hold off on that. Mario is owned by Princess Peach. Valid, super valid. Yeah. Pretty soon, these movie companies are going to stop people from reacting in general to trailers, including just saying what's happening with no video. Nah. Not at all, man. Not at all. It's a lot of it is AI, right? It's the built-in guardrails that YouTube has. Think of how many videos go up on YouTube every day. Every single day. Now think about how many of them don't have anything to do with comic books. Every day you have people putting out like illegal videos and content, not even YouTube violations, but actual illegal stuff on this platform every day. And by law, they have to get that stuff off of here. They're responsible for their platform. So a lot of stuff just gets hit with like the baby with the bathwater thing, you know? So a lot of it is just stuff like that. And then there's some channels that have been, when they get big enough, they can probably be recognized as what they are and have some kind of stuff built in that they don't get hit or flagged as easy as other ones. It's kind of like this channel is known for comic books. So I can do things on here that aren't illegal and aren't necessarily breaking terms of service, but I can get my channel flagged that if my channel was about that, it wouldn't get it flagged. Like if you do a channel only about pew-pew content, about firearms and stuff, you're not going to get flagged. But if this over here in this comic channel, I start doing that out of left field, it could easily get a channel the video shut down. Like it would just turn it off. So there's just safety guardrails and stuff like that. It happens. Ultimately, YouTube is such a fantastic platform. Let's all be honest here. Humans are what, 65% water? Exactly. Remember to hit the thumbs up. I would appreciate that. Lobo versus Wonder Woman, 100% meh. Yeah, I told y'all last week. Like, man, it started out so promising. Lobo just straight up just put them paws on her, dude. Just balls to the wall, just beat the snot out of her. It took the entire Wonder Girl crew to take him down the second round. And I didn't like the little catch that they did. Like, how are we going to let her beat him? They should just let Lobo win. Letting Lobo win would have made so much money. It would have made sense. You have Lobo coming up in the movie, good time to elevate him, get him out to more eyes, more readers and stuff. But I don't know. What's going on, Izzy? Good to see you, homie. What's up? What's up? Thanks, but I got Mark back on the channel Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern. Nice. Super cool. Yeah, great guy. The TMNT blind bag was fun. Yeah, that was last week. So yeah, blind bags are kind of the thing right now. D-Bone, what is going on? Dropping the $10 super chat. Love your channel, brother. First, I watched on YouTube. Merry Christmas, my friend, and God bless. Thank you so much, D-Bone. We got the $10 super chat, so let's hit him with the other. Let's hit him with this one. Earned it. It's one of the most iconic shots, dude. That's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Glad you can make it to the live. Let's see. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleep. Yeah. I picked one of them up, Steve. Need to open it. What were the big chases in the TMNT ones? Little known fact. I do blind bags too. Oh, yeah, Pops will put together mystery boxes, mystery bags. I heard that Gemini AI is now running YouTube and it watches every second of your video and has no mercy. John Connor warned us. Ain't it though? Speaking as a channel who does movie reviews weekly, you have to do a tightrope walk playing trailers and clips. Yeah, all of them. I mean, these aren't new guidelines either. I know they're new for a lot of people when you first start doing stuff like that, or you start trying to share it. There's nothing new about it. If you go watch any of these bigger channels that do reaction videos, they don't ever sit there and just show a trailer. They don't ever do that. It'll be a little box in the corner where they're showing a trailer and they're talking over it, pausing it constantly. Or these bigger channels, a lot of times they will take the trailer and they will re-edit it into a whole new sequence and they'll put like their own audio over top of it while they're talking about it. There's nothing about what they're doing is breaking the TOS. Other people just aren't really noticing that for some reason. I don't know. It takes just a little bit of looking into it, and you can figure it all out. It ain't too crazy. And plus, YouTube's not striking people's channels. They're just putting claims on it. It's like, hey, sorry to inform you, but you're not allowed to make money off of this video. It goes to Warner Brothers or Paramount or whoever owns the content. You know, they didn't want to see the Doomsday leak. Everyone did. They've officially released it at this point. Oh, that's intentional. All of that is intentional. You got Warner Brothers just dominating, dropping the Supergirl rollout, the HBO sizzle reel with the Green Lantern footage, which looked absolutely incredible. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Why is there yellow on it? But anyways, look at that. Look at it cracked and stuff. Looks weathered. How cool is that? What if, man, you know, I was mentioning it when they first announced that they're going to do an older Hal and go ahead and get into the Arrow with the farther into the core. I'm like, dude, I bet they're going to set up a parallax thing. Watch Hal be the bad guy. If you're a Green Lantern fan, it's a common thing. But seeing the yellow impurity on the ring, seeing the cracks on the band, I'm thinking that that's a hint. We might be going straight to a parallax potential with this. But yeah, I saw the Steve Rogers thing. Cool. Cool. I'm hoping that I love the movie when I see it. I'm just having a hard time getting excited for it. And, there's a 1 in 50 crane and a 1 in 100 Raza. Nice. I saw BJ Kicks got the crane book. I don't know if it was like the 1 in 50 version, but yeah. What is going on, brother John? Good to see you and your homie. What's up? What's up? And I saw BJ Kicks got the Danny Moore. I think he goes by Comics is Dope now. Comics is Dope. I love his Instagram page. Put a 1 in 25, 50, and 100. Oh, wow. Made out like a bandit. Oh, yeah. Steve's got the 1 in 250 DC KO. I saw the crypto leak during the Supergirl trailer. Oh, yeah. Good one. Good one. The crypto leak. Peeing on Superman. From the, what does that say? Saves town near reactor explosion. Yeah. Mixed signals from that trailer. Mixed feelings from that trailer. I'm looking forward to it, though. I like the Ryan Reynolds ring better. Yeah, it was cool. Ryan Reynolds ring is awesome. Ain't no way around that. Critic channels use fair use law in order to play videos, and even that can be flagged. Well, yeah, I mean, fair use is fair use, but that means that you're altering the, like, if you read the fair use thing, like everyone on this platform, no one has to invoke fair use law. It exists, period. It's just there. You don't have to label something fair. It just is. So, and if you read it, it says that you are using for educational or entertainment purposes, and that you have altered it to make it original. You can't just take someone's trailer and play it on your channel and say it's fair use, because that's not. I think I'm one a few who enjoy the Green Lantern movie. No, yeah, dude, I love the Green Lantern movie, dude. Absolutely love it. And I really encourage people to check out the extended cut whenever I go back and talk about it. I watch it every year on vacation. My kids love it. Finn even dressed as like, do I have that sitting here somewhere? Dressed as Green Lantern. He's a big Green Lantern fan because of that movie and some of the cartoon stuff. But yeah, I encourage people to watch the extended cut. There's like some really cool scenes. Like there's more stuff with him and his dad. There's a cool scene when he's like younger on the base hanging out with Hector, and they're kind of showing off their Matchbox collections and doing some trades, which explains why in the helicopter crash scene at the ball, in a moment of natural reaction, he turns the helicopter into the Hot Wheels car down the track and everything. But yeah, I enjoy the hang out of that movie. I understand why people have a hard time with it. I think Martin Campbell could have done a lot better with it, but they were leaning too much into the gimmick of the time with the 3D stuff, and it was awesome in 3D. Like Oa is incredible. Kilowog was flawless. Mark Strom as Sinestro was tip top. The parallax angle was a little weird. I like them leaning into the Guardian stuff, but doing parallax in your first movie was wild. You should have just did like a Starbreaker or Manhunters or something. Manhunters would have been perfect, like the ones that came before the core, you know. TM Nerdy, what is going on, homie? Favorite superhero, and it made me irate. Wow. Love the Green Lantern from, yeah, dude. I think a lot of people like it. I like the Green Lantern movie, just didn't like his CGI suit. And I like that they clowned on it in the movie too, you know. I like when Blake Lively was like, Hal? He's like, no, I'm not Hal. She's like, I've seen you naked. I can, like, what do you think? You just cover your cheekbones and I can't recognize you? I like parts of Green Lantern. It has some dumb stuff, but it's not totally bad. That's fair. That's super fair. Deadpool suit. Deadpool sure didn't like the Green Lantern movie. No, he did not. I like the memes of the Green Lantern movie. Like when he turns himself into Green Lantern. Dude, I like when he shows his friend and he does that and his friend goes, oh my green. What is going on, Bleecker Street? That's funny you say that. The wife and I were talking right before the stream. We're having a movie night tonight. We agreed on starting with Home Alone. Home Alone is on the hit list for tonight. All right, let me share my screen. Got to the bottom of the chat there. Let's look at what new comics are coming out this week. Make sure y'all stick around. We'll be doing the drawing here in a little bit. We're giving away the DC KO fight books for this week. It is all fight month. The brackets are in full swing. We have that David Nakayama Harley versus Zatanna and the Mark Spears Cyborg versus Swamp Thing. Who's going to win? Who do y'all think is going to win? Who do y'all think is going to win? Yeah, it was Taika Waititi. Sure was. Mark is one of my top 5 DC movie scenes when Batman's tumbler turns to the Batpod. Oh my gosh, I love that. If you go back and check Vogsy, and see, there's ways you can do clips. I'm telling y'all. If you go back and watch my McFarlane Toys Batmobile unboxing, I got the tumbler, and in that video I did, I could not help but add that scene because it is amazing, especially when the computer says goodbye and just boom explodes. I remember the first time I saw that, my brain had a hard time processing what I looked at because the two front wheels of the tumbler is what comes out to make the bat pod. It was cool how they shot out and locked into place, and just the attention to detail in that scene was just absolutely incredible. What's going on, Marty? Good to see you, homie. How's it going? Harley Quinn, because she is more popular, but realistically, Zatanna should win, in my opinion. I'll tell you both ones that I wanted to win going in. Like, there's a lot of things that could go into it, like you say, popularity, capability, stuff like that. I wanted to see Harley win. I love Zatanna, but I'm so sick of her backwards talk. And I want to see Swamp Thing win because I'm super duper biased to Swamp Thing, another character that I love. Me and the kids were just watching. We were just watching what is it called? Return of the Swamp Thing, dude. I love the intro to that. But we were just watching that night before last. Marty dropping the $2 super chat. Need my fix. I got just what the doctor ordered right here. Did y'all catch it in that clip? How I put an edit in it? You can tell from the music, I put an edit in it because I needed it to be longer, but I couldn't let it draw on that long, especially with it being that new and that popular. I'm like, I gotta throw an edit in here so it breaks the sound, so it doesn't catch and pick up on the sound. But big shout out to Marty for the $2 super chat. Swamp Thing has the green, but Cyborg has New God technology. Yeah. I wonder if Zatanna's teacher ever got mad at her back talking. Who knows? I wish they would. The Immortal One, Biggie Shack. What is going on, homie? Good to see you in here. I want Harley and Swamp Thing to win too. Yeah. That's what I want. See, I want Harley to win because she's kind of like got the same thing going for her that Batman has going for her. You know, it isn't that she can fist fight with Superman or that she can arm wrestle Wonder Woman, but Harley's one of those characters that's super smart and she always finds a way, kind of thing. She's like an anomaly, and that's what's cool about her character. She's ran with the Suicide Squad. She's been the sidekick to Joker. She's fought along with Batman. She can do things and go places that other people typically can't because that's just how she gets along. So she had the power of the plot since she was first invented. That's her character's gimmick, and that works out fine. When they did Death Metal and she like bodied Captain Carrot, I'm like, okay, so she's willing to take things farther than other people, and she'll pull a wing, stuff that you don't expect. Like where Batman has to be prepared, you don't know how to prepare for Harley. It's kind of like an inverse kind of thing. And I said leading up to this that it's not necessarily as hard of a fight as you think, because all someone has to do is just hit Zatanna in the mouth one good time, and she's useless at that point. Well, they kind of use. I'll tell you, because I've read them. I don't want to get into spoilers. I like what they did in some of it, and I didn't like what they did in other parts of it. And I feel like they kind of lost track of who these characters were in this. So I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Harley versus Zatanna one. You know, a lot of these things are going to rub a lot of people right or going to rub them wrong because we have our preference of who we want to win and who we want to lose and how we would do it. As far as the Cyborg and Swamp Thing one, I really like that story a lot. I enjoyed it a whole bunch, and I think it was accurate to the characters, and it made sure to lean into what's really going on with the bigger DC KO thing. So I feel like it was that one was a home run. That one was really a home run. And I took a picture of something from it, and it made my day when I was sitting there at the shop looking at it. You got the Zack Snyder Cyborg right there in one of the panels. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. I'm like, yeah, look at that. Look at that. $2 super chat from Stephen with a C. Toss them books in. Yeah, riding a seahorse is cool. Is that really a question? Hello, Harley. Exactly, right? Yeah, hashtag Team Harley. So it looks like we're throwing the bonus books in today. I put them somewhere. Where did I put them? They're around here somewhere. Not important. The bonus books, 4 books, sealed trading card packs. Oh, they're over here. Oh, yeah, and I showed off the one. There's 4 books here. All the loose cards, sealed trading card packs, stickers, magnets. Got a Batman 511 from the 0 Hour. Some DC Universe goodness there that's being added to today's giveaway along with the brand new DC KO book. So don't go anywhere. I'll be checking those out. All right. I think we're caught up here. All right. Let's take a look at what's coming out. First one up. It's a big one. Absolute Flash. It's our only absolute title for the week. Jeff Lemire still rocking and rolling with this. And we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but we got a lot of big villain matchups coming up. You know, Absolute Hawkman is coming to Absolute Superman's title. Giganta and Wonder Woman. Joker is over in the Batman stuff. He's also, I think they announced Poison Ivy was coming, but the big villain for Flash, it was this monstrous looking demon thing. You can see it featured there on the cover, half with Wally's face there. Is it going to be Zoom? Is it going to be Reverse Flash? What is the speed demon that we're going to see enter the fray here? But the Rogues and Absolute Flash seek revenge. The deeper into Fort Fox Wally goes, the more mysteries appear for him to chase, and whose voice is calling out to him. Yeah, we've done it at this point. We've cracked the code. All the who, what, when, where, and hows are now pretty much answered by the end of this issue. This has been cool. I've liked the pacing of this. I like having questions and wanting answers. It gets me excited for the next issue. They've always been sure to give us little nuggets along the way. We've backstoried Thrawn, who runs the base at this point. We've backstoried the Rogues. We've backstoried Wally. And we've kind of explained a little bit of how he got that power, what was going on with that experiment. Well, we get the last piece of the puzzle in this one. And we also, as you can see from the cover, get the big setup for the next villain, the next big thing happening here. Who's it going to be? What's it going to be? That's what you'll want to pick this one up to find out. There's a Clayton Crane variant too, which was fantastic, where he's fighting Heat Wave, the absolute Heat Wave there. Looks like Molten Man. That's a wicked cool cover. Clayton Crane always does some really, really good work. Really good work. I think they lost sight on the Plastic Man bout. To me, he's a gauntlet. Yeah, he really is. They did that with the first metal stuff, didn't they? Plastic Man's super legit, yeah. Super excited for DC Next Level. Lobo and Deathstroke looks awesome. Yeah, they're bringing back Batwoman. Etrigan is getting a book. I'm looking forward to that. A lot of stuff. They I like that they've already got the post KO stuff really mapped out well. Did they de-age Wally? He looks like a kid there. This is the absolute universe, so there's not aging and de-aging. It's just this is the separate stuff. It's its own little universe. But this Wally is a older teenager, I would say. Young 20s, older teenager. Yeah, KO's been a blast. Been a blast. What is going on? Beckerman, good afternoon, brother. Good to see you. How's it going? Sir Timothy Nerdy. Yeah, I like that sketching on Sir Timothy Nerdy. And there's the ABX link also in the description of any of all the videos. Big shout out to JSS Brooklyn. Appreciate you, brother. Let's see. Yeah, that was a cool Crane cover. But yeah, that was a blast. I'm enjoying all the absolute stuff. Nightwing number 133 is out. Not on my pull list, but Superman, Batman, World's Finest 46 is. This is part 2 of this story. They did it in a one-shot previously. Like they've done some cool stuff in the World's Finest. One of them was like the first meeting of Bruce and Clark. So naturally, they did the first meeting of Lex and Joker. So this is like the second meeting of them. And pretty much Joker and Lex incidentally cross paths, doing their own caper stuff, getting this MacGuffin, and they get it. And because of the MacGuffin's capabilities, it does this fusion character. Joker and Lex are one entity right now, like deity level, and Batman and Superman didn't get there in time before the fusion happened. So now they have to figure out what to do with this deity level Joker Lex combo. In order to defeat the Joker Lex team, Batman and Superman may have to ask for a little help from their friends if they still have any after the shocking events of the last issue. Don't miss part 2 of The Merger. So y'all remember, this isn't the first time they've done some merger stuff inside World's Finest. It really kicked off in the first story arc. I think it was probably back in like 2001 when this kicked off, maybe 2020. It was either 21 or 20 when this first kicked off. The first story arc that they did was the one with the Devil Nazah. It was kind of setting the stage for the Lazarus Planet event that they were going to do in comics. And they fought this demon by the name of Nazah. And in so fighting him, it caused Superman, Batman, and Green Lantern to merge into a character they called Fusion. Super cool character. Design was awesome. And now, slight spoiler alert, if you were a fan of that, you'll want to pick this up. So I like that we're calling back to earlier things in this series. As it takes place in an unspecified time in the past, it gives the readers the ability to enjoy stories that otherwise would be hampered by editorial or current events, so they can write whatever they want inside the pages of here. And Mark Waid is just absolutely crushing it on pretty much any and everything he touches at DC. He's just ridiculously good. His Superboy ongoing in action is a phenomenal book. Now that he's back on the Flash after years and years, that book is good again, like instantly. Anything with his name on it, I really recommend. I really, really recommend. This is just fun stuff. Even if you go back and get these in the trade paperback collection, you wouldn't be disappointed. I would recommend getting the Return of Kingdom Come story arc and I don't know if it was called the Amazo War or whatever, but the Amazo storyline he did. Oh man, that was probably my favorite. It's like event level comic book storytelling in a single issue comic where you don't have to get any tie-ins or stuff like that. It's just wild. And here it is. Cyborg versus Swamp Thing, All Fight Month, round 4 of 8. Grab yourself a ringside seat and get ready for the latest round of KO Carnage. We touched on this a little bit. I will remind everybody the reading order does matter. There is a backup story in all of these that take place on the Watchtower, where Booster Gold, World Forger, Grodd were all left where they brainstormed the mission and took off, and it was revealed that Darkseid is inhabiting Booster Gold's body. So those 4 or 5 pages backup story that's moving that story forward while all of our heroes are in the Earth's core facing off against the Heart of Apocalypse, find out what Darkseid's up to. So you don't want to miss that. You don't want to read him out of order. Look at that cover from Brad Walker. Swamp Thing looking like he's made of cyborg material and Cyborg looking like he's made of plant life. That's really cool. That's really cool. There's the Mark Spears cover as part of the giveaway today. Absolutely crushes it. Love this guy's art. It's really cool. I love it when he's doing the DC covers more than anything. Edwin Gammon, like salmon? I don't know. That's pretty cool. Not a fan of that one. No Swamp Thing. I'm out. But yeah, some cool stuff. Cool covers to choose from. And next up, Tom King's Wonder Woman number 28. Tom King's a name that's becoming a lot more popular in the general audience sphere, especially after that Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow trailer release. I've been loving this series, everything about it. Tom King and Daniel Sampier, the artists, those are 2 people that creatively just work together flawlessly. Flawlessly. Was Wonder Woman part of the Fusion play on? Because I remember the lasso on her side. She was not. She was not. Now you mention it, I don't even know if Wonder Woman's been in World's Finest outside of the maybe in the 5th dimensional, the Imp Wars, maybe the Amazo thing, maybe, and definitely briefly in Return to Kingdom Come. There's a lot of guest characters in them, but yeah, she was not part of the Fusion. I want Swamp Thing to win, but it would be cool to see Cyborg win as well. Yeah, it's kind of like a win-win thing with them. They're both really great characters. Ultimately, when you read it by the end of it, no matter who you want to win, you'll be like, this played out properly. This made sense. Yeah, Tom King, Wonder Woman, crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. We're in the story arc where Wonder Woman went to this island where one of her villains named Mouse Man is ruling with an iron thumb, setting some things straight, looking for a friend, and ultimately having this really cool fight with him in the last issue. And this is just the what picking up the pieces, what happens after the fight kind of thing. Mouse Man is an island. The best laid plans of Mouse Man have gone awry, with Wonder Woman inspiring an island of people to revolt against their captor. His reign has reached its end, but never underestimate a desperate man, especially one who was once a punchline. Can Wonder Woman and her child survive his wrath? Yeah, because we saw it end in the last issue. All right, nothing revealing from the variants, but I will say Matriarch, the character that first appeared a few issues ago with that all black cover, Matriarch, who has like the lasso, has a Green Lantern ring, a Legion ring. It looks like carrying artillery from a lot of different characters. What an intro too. Like so many questions. Excited to see Matriarch again. Will you do in this one? So if you're trying to keep up and figure out what's up with Matriarch, this upcoming like a top tier threat level for Wonder Woman, you're going to want this because we saw what a future looks like with Matriarch rolling through the heroes of Earth. But what happens when she has to deal with the villains? So you'll definitely want this. Kind of a dual story in this, with the epilogue to Mouse Man as well as the next chapter with the Matriarch stuff. So I'm surprised that they're not using Matriarch to help sell this one. That's something that sold really well. A lot of people bought out that variant. They did a second print with a foil version of it. So they should have definitely covered Matriarch. That's crazy that they didn't. Real missed opportunity there. Harley Quinn versus Zatanna. One shot for round 5 of 8. We talked about it. 3 rounds, best of 3 wins. Pick your fighter and cross your fingers, and you're along for the ride. Pretty cool cover A. Got a Frank Cho variant. Always fantastic art by Frank Cho. Jamal Campbell crushing this one. What makes sense about this is Jamal Campbell was your writer, artist for the most recent miniseries for Zatanna. Jamal Campbell kickstarted our current Superman era too. Just so good. Not a fan of that. Too anime-ish for me. But there's a David Nakayama. I would read the cover for you, but it's backwards, so can't do that. You're cruising for a bruising, sister. Then Zatanna says something. But yeah, really cool cover. If you win it, you can sit down and decipher what the cover says. Part of today's giveaway. Yeah, good stuff. Exquisite Cord I'm not pulling this one anymore, but the Kryptonite Spectrum, I read the first few. Nothing against it. It just wasn't hitting for me. Just a little romp through the different color kryptonites and the zany story. Tell you what, Superman Unlimited number 8 out this week from Dan Slott, who's an absolute hack, not a fan. Had nothing against Dan Slott, and then I started reading this book, and it's just awful. Thanks for the King Spot drop. What is going on, Cliff, on comics? Seeing if he can hit the second win in a row. Cliff's competing this week. He was last week's winner. Hashtag Absolute Spears. Merry Christmas. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Absolute vodka. Hey. What's going on, loaders? Can't speak for people here, but League of Comic Geeks people are pretty done with Mouse Man art. It was super short. I got to tell you what, like the Zatanna backwards talk, it got tiresome because everyone, like no one was allowed to speak. All that they could say is Mouse Man knows and stuff like that. That kind of stuff got tiring for sure. But it becomes dialogue you just skip over because you know they're all just saying those 3 words kind of over and over. But that showdown with her and Mouse Man was tough, where she just kept putting him through wall after wall after wall, just walking up to him and through the next wall. Ben Compton, what's going on? I want Zatanna to win. I'm probably in the minority. I don't know. I think most people want Zatanna to win. Christina's a Harley fan. I'm a Harley fan, but I was talking to Pops, like it's kind of laughable to a lot of people with some of these matchups. A lot of these matchups don't make a lot of sense to many people. Bat into butterflies. There you go. Appreciate that, Scott. Happy DC Day to AR. Good to see you, homies. Zatanna talks backwards is the best. No, it's not. It's just not. Boom! AR dropping the channel emojis. You get those from being part of the channel membership, by the way. Benny the Great and Powerful. Why is Zatanna's thigh so shiny? Who knows? Cliff has enough books. Did everyone else get their copies of Eric? I see some people starting to get theirs in the mail. I've talked to John. Mine will get here when it gets here. He was packaging mine up last week, but I've had it. I read the book well over a year before it was sent into printing or the Kickstarter started. And I had a couple of the variants ahead of time and stuff that I was trying to show off. I was trying to help promote the hell out of that thing, man. I helped do. I read it early, and he asked for notes on it and stuff. That's how he found my channel, from a random review I did years ago that kind of exploded. It's probably like my most viewed video. And then he reached out to me, and I said, sure. And I have a lot of people reach out to me asking me if I'll read their stuff or review it, but I don't know what it was. We didn't talk in great detail beforehand, but he sent it to me. It's a 6-chapter book. He sent me the collected version of 5 chapters he had in a test printing book. And when he said he wanted notes, I thought the guy wanted notes. So I gave him notes, like tons of notes. And, and then talked for a long time, got to know each other. I suggested that he send it to a couple of other people as well and get their notes on it, people that I know, that I trust their reading taste and everything. And that happened. And then he eventually sent me another copy from a test print run for me to keep. And then the separate issue 6, once it was done and added to it. And then those Ivan Tao variants, he sent me a couple of those early on before everything else was done printing. He sent me a couple of those so that I could see what they look like and stuff. So I have it. I've read it. I've actually read it multiple times. I absolutely love it. Those covers are gorgeous. That B cover, the close-up of Eric, the gloss on that, I don't think I've seen a quality book to that caliber before. It is ridiculously good. I recommend JSSU in here. Drop John's link, JMed's link. What is it? Is it Comic Avalon or comicbookavalon.com? Throw that in the chat, because you can still order stuff straight from his website now. Drawing Swamp Thing right now for a commission piece. So I have you in the background. There you go. Never enough. I want Zatanna to win because, let's be honest, Harley doesn't deserve to be there other than popularity. More worthily lost out of the event, and that's my main issue with DCKO. Yeah, but I mean, like fighting so unpredictable. Just look through history, like some of the greatest fighters in history just drop and fall just randomly. Achilles, the most famous fighter in all of history, just a lucky arrow, lucky timing, lucky spot. Anything can happen at any point in time. Zatanna most definitely, like I'd say 7 out of 10 times, just demolish Harley in a fight. She's like DC's like most capable magic user. She's a force to be reckoned with. Like, there's no denying that. My Eric books arrived today. There you go. Oh, I love Zatanna. God, TM. I'm going to send you a strongly worded leather for that one. Sorry, Cliff, but I'm winning today. I'm done with the backwards talk. Skipping them. Benny's the Michael Jordan giveaway wins. There we go. See if his luck holds up today. the pleasant and fun. Thank you, Lisa. There it is. If y'all haven't got Eric, if y'all didn't back the Kickstarter, definitely hit that link and check it out. Let's get on to the Superman Unlimited book. I think I'm done with this. I think I'm so done with this book. I was going to hold out and not drop it because they're touting it as this big premier DC book. They wanted a new Superman title. They wanted an issue number 1 to line up with the release of the movie, with the whole Summer of Superman marketing campaign. We're going to bring in Dan Slott. It's going to be great. Who in the world has said, oh man, I want more Dan Slott books? Who has said that in like the last 10 years? Like, people just ultimately stop talking about him unless they're complaining about Spider-Man. So when they're bringing over to Superman, I'm like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. They did the Summer of Superman one-shot special that kind of had just like a little bit from this writer-artist team, a little bit from that writer-artist team, so on. I remember reading that, not even reading who's writing what parts of it, and having to stop at one point saying, who's writing this? And I closed the book. I'm like, oh, this is what we have to look forward to. But then Superman Unlimited issue 1 came out, and it was fantastic. It was kind of like a who's who of Superman family characters, a what's what of Superman origin and history for the new readers, and just a refresher for old readers. And it was great. It was super great. And then, yeah, Dan Slott's mom fair, super fair. What's going on, Garfong? But then we get into it, and it's just, what's the point of this book? What is the point of this book? It's not even fun half the time. It's a slog to read. They start a story arc and then bail on it to do little one-shot things. It just doesn't make sense. They do these campy, corny stories, but then try to have like serious stories. Just there's no consistency to it. It doesn't have its own tone. It's just all over the place. You can't tell if it's supposed to fit into continuity, if it's not supposed to fit into continuity. Dude, we have Mark Waid writing an ongoing Superboy story in Action Comics. We've got Williamson doing like one of the best monthly titles out of any publisher in the main Superman. You've got the Black Label, the Kryptonite Spectrum, if you want something obscure. You know, there's just so much. You have Absolute Superman with Jason Aaron, which is incredible. It's epic in scale. It's unpredictable. It's action-packed. It's emotional. Like, you have everything you could possibly want out of a Superman book. You can pick your poison. What does this one bring to the table? What is it doing? What is it servicing? It's not even consistent to itself. Now, is this a fun story? Not really. Is it bad? Not really. It exists. It exists. For some reason in the world, with no rhyme or reason, Lois is tagging along. Now, tell me if this sounds familiar. A rich billionaire is financing a private rocket trip into space with some social media people and some celebrities, and we're going to go up into space. And it's even told him, and there are better ways to spend your money. It's like the Jeff Bezos of the comic world, who's stag in this situation, is going to space just for publicity something. Lois is tagging along. So, of course, stuff has to go wrong so they can come save the day. Guy Gardner's tasked by the sector with watching over it. It's stupid. It's pointless. Like, why does it exist? And what makes me so upset, and none of this would even bother me if it wasn't for the fact that in issue 4 of the new history of the DC universe, they made canon the Superman gimmick from this book. In this book, Superman can turn solid gold where kryptonite doesn't affect him for 2 minutes, and then he's kind of weak and has to recharge after that. He hasn't done it at all across any of the Superman titles except in this book, making you question if it's actually canon. And then the kryptonite meteor that landed on Earth, making kryptonite one of the most abundant elements on the whole planet. Like, that hasn't been mentioned or talked about or done except in this book, which kryptonite is being used to fuel the rocket. That's how it's making it affordable and capable. But nothing about this book has reached anything else, and nothing anywhere else is referencing this book. And they're just these little one-off stories. It's definitely was meant to be Bezos. When you read it, you'll see it was that something blue flight that they did with Katy Perry on board and Shatner on board. They do the version of that in here. We're still thinking about living on Mars. By the way, that's impossible. We die so quickly that a planet due to the atmosphere. Yeah, now stay with me here. I've thought about this. You have Elon Musk wants to go to Mars. Let's look at the things that he's invested in. He owns a company for the rockets. He owns a company for the self-driving cars. He owns a company for AI. He owns a company for robots. He owns a company for building tunnels and digging underground. So if we go to Mars, we're going to need robots to get there first to build stuff like tunnels and dig for, so we can set up transportation things, because we won't be able to live on the surface. So he's got the AI, he's got the robots. He's literally invested in everything to actually do it. Like, our generation will never be able to live there. We're nowhere near that. But all the things that you'll need to make it happen are in play and in development, working toward it. And he's owns a piece of all of them. He's actively trying to do it. You ain't got to like the guy, but I still think it'd be interesting to see some stuff on Mars. That'd be cool, right? Mars had an average temperature of -70. No thanks. Yeah, I don't even like it when it gets in the 30s, bro. What's going on, Kev? Good to see you, brother. Hello. Yeah, I'm done with this one. Superman, it should be called Superman Limited, because it's limited to just this title. I didn't even read the synopsis for it. I'm sorry. I'll go back and do that. Guest starring Green Lantern Guy Gardner. Thanks to Toyman's kryptonite generators, Earth is finally ready to mass produce commercial faster than light rockets for the planet's richest 1%. And who wouldn't want Earth's multi-billionaires traveling amongst the stars? Everyone, every single being on the entire cosmos. It's up to Superman, a special guest star Guy Gardner, to say the launch of Simon Stagg's new space yacht from one of the deadliest comic beings in the galaxy. Yeah, no. None of that. Hard pass. Trash. Got Thor out. Oh, man. I bet this Black Cat number 5 is a popular book. Just that cover alone will do it. Catwoman number 82 out this week. Punisher Daredevil crossover still going. Not really a big DC week. I think we might be getting down to. Wait, I didn't see this. I missed this. The Batman Second Night number 2. I wonder if this got delayed. I did not see that. Yeah, I love this series. Now, this is what you do with a Black Label title. Oversized prestige format. Dan Jurgen and Mike Perkins with Spicer on the colors. Dude, it is insane. It goes back to like the early 40s. That's why it's called the Batman Second Night. This is volume 2. It was 4-issue volume 1. It is incredible. Like, it's kind of like a noir-esque Batman story. But yeah, it's great. Looks like we're getting the Scarecrow in this one. I haven't read issue 1 yet because I know that these things are like months apart with these issues. So I'm just waiting for it all to come out before I dive into it. But man, I'm super, super excited. But yeah, I got to go back and double check to see if this one got delayed. With this website, they won't move something if it gets delayed until like after its release. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Highly recommend, if y'all haven't read it, get the Batman First Night, the volume 1. Check it out. I guarantee you'll love it. The interiors are just mind-boggling good. Space Ghost number 6 is out on my pull list. There's those Mark Spears blind bags. These are going to be incredible. Expect everyone to be posting content of these starting tomorrow, myself included. If you want to see which ones I get, got to figure out what. Oh, there's some of the variants they show you. Oh man, look at that. Lots of them. I'm sure there's even more than that. But yeah, they do like virgins and foils and chases and rare ones. They're fun. They're only like $5, so they're reasonable price point and everything. Like I said, I like a good comic gimmick, except backwards talk. There's some really good covers for this Harley Quinn Elvira. I did see that. I was looking at some of those. These are wicked cool. Power Girl guest starring. I like the one where she's carrying them. The variant where that looks like a Linsner. That one. That's cool. A lot of cleavage on this cover. All the cleavage you can imagine. Yeah. Pretty solid week. What's everyone's number one thing they're looking forward to this week? Which one are y'all chasing down? You can't wait to pick up and read certain cover you're after. Oh, Youngblood number 2 is out this week. Got my copy of that. I got the one with Supreme on the cover. Issue 1 was a blast, despite Shaft's costume changing in every panel. Yeah, some cool stuff. Let's see. Give us more Martians. What's going on, Marcus? Good to see you, homie. I haven't seen you in a while. There's too much with the Super Family and Bat Family. They need anthologies for Super and Bat families. Separate the families, have them in different areas until some good. Yeah, that's kind of hit or miss, man. They do those anthologies. They like Brave and the Bold. They did Batman Urban Legends. Those are just in like the last 5 years, anthologies that they've done. Because what happens is, as the books are thicker, they cost more money, so less people buy them. And then the stories inside of them are smaller because they're doing like mini stories, and they just don't hit as well. And what happens is you'll pay more money for a book that has 1 out of 3 good stories in it. And it just doesn't work. Like concept-wise, it's a good idea, but you have to make sure you have 3 good creative teams that are fit for the characters. It never works. It never works out at all. It's unfortunate. All right, let me pull up this StreamYard giveaway tool. Get ready to get into that. All right, that'll be ready. I always advocate for the anthology book. Yeah, go for it. Unfortunately, it doesn't work. Thor's been brutal. The Immortal Thor, is that which one that they're on now? Or are they onto a different one? I tried when they switched to Immortal Thor. That book was hot garbage. No, it's just Mortal Thor now, number 5. Yeah, when they did Immortal Thor, I tried to pick that one up, and it was next level bad. I ended up dropping it. I'm looking forward to because I mean, despite how much negativity you hear me speak about current Marvel, I still try it. I still give a lot of it the benefit of the doubt. Joshua Williamson's about to be writing Iron Man, starting at a new issue number 1. I am most definitely trying that out. Once you read comics for long enough, you really can get an idea of like, I don't even need to waste my money on that or pick that up. But yeah, I thought Al Ewing's Thor would be great, but it was kind of the polar opposite. And I held in too long through Cantwell's Iron Man run, so I wasn't even going to do that. I went through like 4 issues of Immortal Thor and was like, no, thank you. Hard pass. I was thinking about the titles DC canceled due to low sales, but you can't convince me Catwoman sells much. So I don't think low sales are the only reason. Catwoman does sell a lot. And we talk about it regularly here. Catwoman, Birds of Prey, Sirens, Batgirl, a lot of these, they're the DC bombshells. So they're selling them on covers. You can't convince anyone that people care that much for an ongoing Catwoman series, even though like through and right after Future State, God, I can't remember what that story arc was. It actually had people talking. It was like Chapel or something like that. But Catwoman's story was actually like drawing in readers. But now there's just, there's a huge submarket of comic books, which is great because it helps the industry boom. It's just the art, man, the covers. And people love lovely lady covers. There's no getting around it. There is an Elvira Harley Quinn book out right now that's selling well for Dynamite. Dynamite Comics only exists because of cover sales. There's been plenty of times in history where that company would have not existed if not for attractive female covers with like Red Sonja, Deja Thoris, and so on. Sexy Winter Black Panther comes out today. Let me see if I can find it for you, bud. Black Panther, where you at? Where you at? Black Panther, the Intergalactic. Oh, found it. There we go. The variant for Intergalactic. He's all cheeked up. Let's see. Share this tab and go back over and boom! Cheeked up Black Panther for Cliff. Sexy Winter Black Panther. There she blows. I like how he's in a Christmas sweater. That's dope. That's a Luciano Vecchio variant for the Stormbreakers. There's your cover. It's in issue 1, Black Panther Intergalactic. T'Challa, the king of Wakanda, faces the challenge of uniting all his kingdom on Earth and the stars. Before he can begin, though, someone or something steals him away to a mysterious planet where the Black Panther must fight for his life. Shuri, his sister, works to find him. But with the king and princess distracted, will someone else seize the title of Emperor of Wakanda? Colonialism in the stars. That's cool. Wakanda is taking colonialism to space, colonizing the cosmos. Emperor Black Panther is going to colonize the cosmos. Sounds problematic. Yo, wouldn't people be mad about that? Spears is the monster. His output is insane. Yeah, it is. I've enjoyed Supernatural so far. Yeah, a couple issues of that are out. Clayton Crane had a really cool cover for number 1. The End, $20.99, has blind bags with original art. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I saw that. I got the retailer email a couple months ago that showed the sketches and stuff that are going to be on them. Yeah, VR Troopers is out this week. Black Cat Hughes cover is a real banger. Yeah, that's the one I said a few minutes ago that one looks like it's going to be a popular one for sure. For sure. That it looks reminiscent of his Catwoman, like that famous Catwoman one he has in front of that. Definitely inspired by. But yeah, that's a cool cover. Super cool. I have to wait till Jan to catch up on everything from this month. That'll be a good January then. Swamp Thing versus Cyborg and Harley versus Zatanna is what I'm looking forward to. There you go. Already went last week, but I get it in January. The Sensational Wonder Woman Christmas facsimile comic. Yeah, the foil on that reprint looks awesome. VR Troopers is interesting. There you go. Yeah, during the Next Level era. Isn't that what it's called? Next Level? Shadow of the Bat. Sentai 5 is the first VR Trooper, in my opinion. Yeah, if you're counting magazines, those Sentai books they're not comic books, they're legitimate magazines just in that size. If you open them up and look, it's like black and white photos and articles, and so yeah, I guess it's a format issue, right? Like it, and like with Sentai being the first Ranger, like it doesn't have to be the first Power Ranger comic book for it still to be a high valued collectible, you know. I still consider it like a Power Ranger Grail piece getting that Sentai book. But Hamilton Comics #1 is the first Power Ranger comic book. The only thing I'm looking for this week is the Superman Unlimited for more John Kent content and Guy Gardner. I'm sorry, John Kent's not in it. Spoiler alert. John Kent's in Titans, though. So we're getting inconsistent John Kent. So that's another problem with Superman Unlimited. You did that with, did you read what they did with John Kent? Did you read that? Because then you fast forward to this week's Titans like you get John Kent in his what is it, Sinister Six costume, that design costume, and he makes an appearance and he's there with the Titans. So what in the world were we doing in Superman Unlimited? Like that is such, oh man, that Unlimited is no good. No good. Now that I'm jacked into Detective Comics, I'm looking forward to that. Mark Spector Moon Knight Volume 2 launches February, I think. Yeah, there's a new Moon Knight out this week as well. Detective Comics is solid, dude. Yeah, look at this cover right here, man. That's wicked. This one's just called Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu, issue number 15. That's a wicked cover. I've only kept getting Thor for the Alex Ross covers. Ain't nothing wrong with that. The man is a master. Mortal Thor is most next level bad. Oh no. Joshua Williamson on Iron Man? Well, yes, dude. Yes, Joshua Williamson on Iron Man. I think that should be solid. I saw today that Steve and Peggy have a kid in Doomsday. Not sure if it's true, but how to put it out there. It's very true. You have what looks to me like either a Steve Rogers or Robert Downey Jr. pulling up in front of Steve and Peggy's house, the one we previously saw them in, on a motorcycle, walking to the front door, knocking on it, but Steve opening drawers in his house and looking at his old cap suit and holding a baby and going and answering the door. It could easily be just like Doom hopping through the multiverse, executing heroes from all these different worlds, incursions and stuff like that. I don't know. Anybody else pick up the new Wiccan Witches Road title? I did not. Not familiar. Sells a lot to males. Yeah, dude. In all sincerity, like I think people underestimate the power of women in this hobby. A lot of female collectors love the bombshell covers, man. A lot of them. You see these female collectors in the space sharing often the Catwoman books, the Poison Ivy books, the Black Cat books. Thor gets hammered a lot. See what I did there? Hammered. I'm not going to lie. You put a giant robot on the cover and I got to have it. That's the only reason I bought those Spider-Verse comics. The Japanese Spider-Man. Yeah. Guys, come on. I love hot ladies too, but I need a good story to go with it. Oh, 1,000%. 1,000. Yeah, I don't even buy variants really. But I always, I definitely know that there's a lot of people that are buying cool covers, even if they're not lovely ladies, you know, like heterosexual men buy really like this one. Heterosexual men will buy this just for the cover because it's a cool cover. They just want the art. Think about getting New Panther, but I changed my mind. It does have first appearances. There you go. Ask Hudat his thoughts on this cover. What, this Moon Knight cover? I'm probably not going to do that, so feel free to share it. New Black Cat, Adam Hughes, reminds me of his epic run of covers on Catwoman. Yes, exactly. Yeah, Adam Hughes does some great pinups. I appreciate how DC and Marvel does DC covers for the men now, too. They should have been doing that for a while. Those sell well, too, especially anything with Nightwing. Yeah, dude. They do, like, the swimsuit specials, and you have, like, Superman, like, in the hot springs, and the Nightwing covers. The Batman ones are funny because he's, like, in his bathing suit hanging out with the Bat family, but he still has his cowl on a lot of the times. Yeah, don't forget to hit that thumbs up, guys. I appreciate that. Oh, the Wiccan title, of course. There you go. All right. Oh, the Black Panther cover. Gotcha. What's going to be the thing today? What's the hashtag for today? What's the giveaway hashtag? And while this collects comics, we can Juicy Jason. Yeah, dude, that was the OG, right? That Juicy Jason. Gotta be the OG. I gave my copy of Juicy Jason to Nick's Kicks and Comics, no, but not before getting it signed by Tim Seeley and custom grading and slabbing it. And then Nick picked up the Dirty Dick variant where he's like in the corner of the boxing ring sweating, and he signed it and got himself registered at CBCS so he can get it yellow labeled and send it to me. So we kind of have like it's like a friendship bracelet thing with those thirst trap covers from Robbins. It's really cool. Juicy Jason is the hashtag for today. Pops was in there first. I'll put that in there. Hashtag. Is there an E in that? Make sure I spell it how he did. All right. Got that going. And so we're giving away the DCKO Fight Month books for this week. It's what is it? 5 and 6, 4 and 5, Fight 4 and 5. Cyborg versus Swamp Thing and Titans. Harley versus Zatanna in the one shot. And that is your reading orders. Cyborg, Swamp Thing, read it first, by the way, guys. The reading order does matter with these if you're keeping up with the KO event. And also we got the 4 bonus books, sealed comic pack, the loose trading cards, the stickers, magnets. All that's added to the giveaway as well. All that going to one lucky winner. That's a Mark Spears and David Nakayama variants. Collecting them, yeah, up to 28 entered, 43 watching. So make sure you put it in there more than once. StreamYard doesn't always catch it. Follow Joe's lead. All right, we'll let that collect for a minute. What did everyone think? I put out the video yesterday, kind of like my thoughts on the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow trailer. And, like I just noticed a lot of weird discourse online with it. Like, I think it's for some reason the DCU is very, very divisive. A lot of it has to do with just Snyder fans, gun fans being kind of extreme in both camps. But Tom King is kind of divisive as a writer, right? I'm a huge Tom King fan. I've been very well aware of how controversial he can be. So when this trailer came out, I wasn't really surprised that it was a little controversial. You have some people that are comic book content creators that are kind of rage mongers that are always getting people riled up about Tom King and stuff. But I'm a huge fan of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. It was on my pull list when it came out. I was a huge advocate for it as it was releasing, talking about it on a monthly basis as it came out. Me, the comic vet, and new guy Ryan were on every Sunday night, and whenever it came out, we were impressed with each issue, encouraging people to check it out. And a lot of people went back and have. It's one of those stories that has stood the test of time because people will find it, people will read it, and it's one that they won't keep to themselves. They'll read it and they'll recommend it to somebody because it's good. It's good. It's really good. It's super good. But the trailer, I think, is kind of tough because the people like myself that are huge fans of the book, they see that trailer and it's kind of like the essence of the book isn't reflected in that trailer. You can clearly see like, okay, they're adapting it, but this for me, I've said it before the past week. It's the Club Wreck Supergirl. I hope that they don't overlean into that. She was like that in Superman when they introduced her, which that's not Kara. That's not her personality. That's not how she acts. That's not how she treats people. Nothing about that portrayal was kind of accurate to Kara, especially not the Kara from Woman of Tomorrow. And then you have like all I think it's the internet people that just kind of drive me more crazy with it. Because I don't know how many people that I've heard say, it's in the comics. She's acting like that because it's in the comics. Nope, it's not. It's not. I get that we're introduced to her in the story in a bar because she's dealing with some major trauma. It's an anniversary. It's her birthday. So she's thinking back on, reflecting on missing loved ones, recapping and dealing with the memories of horrifying tragic events. She's not sarcastic, cussing, just weird. That's not in there. And I hope that they don't lean into that because in the book she was introduced in like a saloon. So that has me a little concerned, but it doesn't make me less excited to see it. I think I'm as excited as I was going to be, but if it was like if it was more a little accurate just from the trailer, because you got to remember, like, people say you can't judge something you haven't seen before. Well, yeah, you can actually. That's actually the point of a trailer, isn't it? Studios make trailers because they want to take 2 minutes to get you excited and try to convince you to buy a ticket for this movie. That's what trailers are made to do, made to convince people to spend money. I'm going to spend the money no matter what. I'm going to see it. So it's just like, did that trailer excite you or did it kind of put you off from it? I think Sony could have done without making a trailer for Madam Web, but y'all get the point. And ain't none of y'all, not one of y'all in this chat went and saw Madam Web and judged it for yourself. Not one of you. Every one of you saw that trailer, saw those photos, and judged it before it came out. And you know what? You were right. Because even the person with the least amount of good judgment, even a person who's never seen a movie a day in their life can see that trailer or see those photos and think, this looks bad. And you would be right. So it's okay to judge a movie from a trailer. It's not okay to pass final judgment on it, but that's the point of a trailer. Tate says Supergirl is the most exciting comic movie coming. Yeah, I agree. It's comic movie for sure. For sure. Clayface is, I'm excited for that, but not nearly like Supergirl. I'm going to see Supergirl day one. Looks cool to me. I reserve my judgment till I actually see the film. It's hard to judge an entire movie on a 2-minute trailer, 1000%. But it's easy to judge what they've given us to judge. We're just judging. You can only judge what they've presented so far. Based on what we've seen, how does the tone look? What about the themes that they're conveying to us? Do you like the costume design? Do you think she looks good as Supergirl? I think she looks spot flipping on as Supergirl. Look at that. Perfect casting. Perfect casting. This right here got me when she just flies up and busts through the clouds and screams in the air. Like, amazing. The shot of Lobo looks amazing. All these things, we're judging them. Are y'all excited for Lobo? Do you think Lobo looked cool? You're judging it. You're judging the movie before it came out. You're seeing Lobo and judging the movie. So we all can do it. But just from a trailer, we shouldn't think we know how it's all going to go. They could improve the book for all we know. We'll see. I'm going to take, 100%. Yeah, my most hyped comic movie that we have slated right now is definitely Supergirl. I am more excited to see the Lanterns HBO show because I think there's more potential there. The tone, the style, the feel. We get John freaking Stewart by Aaron Pierre. Like I'm more of a Green Lantern guy than a Supergirl guy. I guess, I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited for it. I never read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, so I'm going to watch the motion comic here on YouTube. Don't you dare, dude. That breaks my heart. I'm going to watch the motion comic here. Don't do that. Man, just get you $10. Get you a DC Compact Edition and read it. Experience it. Page turn it. That's why I hate those channels like Comic Historian or Comics Explained. Literally taking money out of comic creators' mouths with this YouTube content. It's a teaser. They normally tell you anything about the story. Wait for the second trailer to know for sure. It's not. I mean, you can see it. You see Ruthie in there. You see Krim in there. It was a good teaser. It was a good trailer. It's a good trailer. I haven't read Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, so I think I am the target audience. Yeah, they got to open it up to the whole audience. Yeah. Now the Street Fighter sneak peek was freaking entertaining. It looks so goofy. Oh my gosh. This is insane, dude. I said it as soon as I saw it. It looks like a toothpaste commercial from the early 2000s. It did not look real. I'm like, there's no way this is real. And then as I watched it more, I'm like, dude, as a matter of fact, they're leaning so far into this that this might be the only way it works. The only way Street Fighter works is if you know you can't take it serious and you just lean into it fully. I love Lobo, so I'm all in on Supergirl. Yeah, dude. And this is a reminder to everybody. For the channel members in the Legion tier, y'all know we got the Supergirl themed giveaway coming, an actual first appearance of Lobo in a Mega Men issue number 3. And that Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, this is the actual first print. That's like an $80 book now. And of course, first appearance of Lobo is the first appearance of Lobo. So it ain't like that gets any cheaper. But yeah, those are all part of the channel member giveaway. So if you're in the channel member in that Legion tier doing stuff monthly to give back to y'all. And this year, for this month, it's the big massive Kingdom Come giveaway. Massive Kingdom Come giveaway. Yeah, big shout and thank you to all the channel members, especially the ones in the Legion tier that get in that monthly giveaway. You can't judge a book by its cover. Then why have a cover? Exactly. It's what the cover's for. It's why they put it there. Hey, does that look cool to you? Buy me. I saw Madam Web in the theater on Valentine's Day. Cliff, we are a rare breed. We are a rare breed. I remember watching it and bragging. I was having fun just trolling people, going on their channels saying, hey, y'all, you tell me I'm the one that hates Marvel, but why am I the only one on this panel that's seen Madam Web? You know? I saw Madam Web. It was bad. Bad. Not bad good. Exactly. Yeah, Joe punished himself. I got the train wreck I was looking for. Exactly. I 100% do not see Madam Web at theater. 100% will not see Supergirl either. I'll just watch True Grit. Yeah, that's fair, dude. That's what I've been telling everyone to do. Watch True Grit, especially the Jeff Bridges one. There's sometimes when remakes are just well done, and that's one of them. My God, Josh Brolin, Jeff Bridges. The John Wayne one's great. The Jeff Bridges one is great. But that's all Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is meant to be. Is there really going to be 4 trailers for Doomsday? Well, we've seen one of them, and that's what they're calling a trailer. You know, the one came out yesterday. It's just like a 40-second clip just revealing that Steve Rogers is in the movie because they're doing any and everything they can to try to convince old school MCU fans, and that's a thing now, OG MCU fans, to come back and buy a ticket because the MCU is cooked. So they're just nostalgia baiting with the 4 trailers, air quotes there, trailers. You can generally judge the tone of a film from a trailer 1000%. What is going on, Raven? Good to see you in here, brother. I think the Woman of Tomorrow comic gets a lot of help from Everly's gorgeous world building. Hard to replicate that in a film without being animation or James Cameron. Dude, fact. God, how do you say her first name? Is it Bill Quest? Bill Quest Everly? Just what a unique art style. Just is mesmerizing in a lot of places. He looks stupid with the cigar in the center of his mouth like that. Oh my gosh. I don't smoke cigars, so I don't know. And you know, all these photos are slightly enhanced because he was in the shadows so much. It looks so accurate in appearance. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Legion's on one. I stay on one, Biggie. I am one. GL, baby. Yeah, I'm hyped for that. I fear they're going to make Lobo silly like they did Thor. I think Lobo is silly, though. Like, that's my fear with making Kara silly, making her jokey and sarcastic and a character to bring levity to a scene and a comic relief. If Lobo's there, why should Kara act like that? You know, Lobo is the sarcastic, back-smacking, cussing, fussing, egotistical maniac. So why do we need Kara to act anything like that? See, that's my fear, that the DCU might be getting tonally similar to the MCU, which is cooked, which is absolutely cooked. People are done with that. They want something different. Not saying that that's good or bad. It's just, it's all that they do anymore. And people are like, okay, I'm done. Give me something else. I want a different flavor. So yeah, James Gunn's Suicide Squad, which is like that. It kind of fits the Suicide Squad. You know, it worked good. Then the Peacemaker show was like that. The Superman movie was like that. Creature Commandos was like that. And now Supergirl, which shouldn't be like that, it looks like it's like that. I don't know. Give me $10 and I'll do that, Mark. How about I just send you a link to read it for free? You just go read it for free. You're about to watch it for free. You're about to give someone else money to get the story by watching their video. You can read it for free. Why don't you just get like a free trial to the DC Universe app? Yeah, I think I got like a I think I have the DC Universe Unlimited. It's on that app. What is this? Hold on. Where's it at? Use code BISCUIT in the dcuniverse.com/join/biscuit for a 30-day free trial. dcuniverse.com/join/biscuit. And then use the promo code BISCUIT. You'll get a 30-day free trial. Do that. And then just go read it yourself, the comic. There you go. You're welcome. You are welcome. That should work. 30-day free trial. Let them know, Big Legion. Spider-Man sounds like it's going to be wild. Yeah, I haven't seen too much about that yet. Who's the villain in the new Spider-Man? I know Punisher's supposed to be in it. I thought the Street Fighter trailer was AI, right? It doesn't look real. It doesn't look well. I'm stoked for the Goofy. Yeah, Lee. I think that you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so outrageous that, you know what? That's it. That's how we do this. That's the only way it works. Kyle is Ron Swanson. That's Cody Rhodes, bro. That's Cody Rhodes. And Jason Momoa is playing Blanca, and they got Andrew Schultz in there. And I know Orville Peck is playing Vago, which I think is cool. I like Orville Peck. He's a country music like, I don't want to say star. He's one of the more recent up and comers in the country music scene. But Orville Peck has this great, I think he's from like South Africa, and he's got this great gimmick where he always wears like a Zorro mask or like a lace mask. He has this thing where he doesn't want to show his face as part of his onstage performer. He's bringing like onstage characteristic back to like music and stuff. And he's got like such a great voice. He's a great musician. I like following him and watching his videos and supporting him. So I thought that was cool that they got him. So they kind of just went through and got the who's who of popular stuff and just put them all in this movie. It's almost like it's a giant social media commercial that's shaped like Street Fighter. It's very, very weird. Was Madame Web really worse than Morbius? Yeah, 1,000 times worse than Morbius. Yeah, big time. Way worse. 1,000 times worse. Easily. True Grit remake is made. Yeah. Fingers crossed Fallout Season 2 is as good as Season 1. Episode will be out a day early. Yeah, it comes out today, right? Yeah, Sector messaged me and said it's today. Way worse than Morbius. Yeah, legit. Way worse. Way worse. Love Sicario. Big Brolin guy. I love Sicario. Yeah, Denny V, bro. That guy, and it's really Benicio del Toro that sells that movie. Brolin is amazing. He's even amazing in Sicario 2. And Sicario 2 was wild when Benicio, like, they thought they took him out. Both of those movies, Sicario, Day of the Dead, Sicario 1, they're just ridiculously good. But Brolin he's fantastic. That whole cast of that movie was great. Still haven't watched Madam Web. I guess I dodged a bullet. I definitely judged that movie by its trailer. Yeah, smart man. It's a double-edged sword, right? Everyone's like, oh, you can't judge it by a trailer. You should watch for yourself. No one does that. Nobody does that. If someone tells you that they're making a Supergirl movie, you're going to go watch it. You don't care what the trailer looks like. It's a big enough character that you're interested enough. If someone tells you that, if a lot of y'all watch the Avatar trailer and it's one of the best looking pieces of cinema in years, but you still won't go see it because you watch it and you judge, I don't care. You use the trailer to judge it. None of y'all know that it's not the greatest film you'll ever see in your life, but you judge it from the trailer and just from the content. The subject matter. It's either for you or not for you. Only time people judge something from the trailer truly is when it's something that they're on the fence about, you know? Johnny Mimosa is Lobo, right? Yeah, Jason Momoa. Johnny Mimosa. All right, let's get ready to give this away. While you're at it, read Animal Man while you're on the app. You won't be disappointed. And that's the Grant Morrison run he's referring to. Biscuits or BS. That's right. I said it. I think it's biscuit with no S if you use it for the promo code, by the way. Enough laziness. Got to teach 4 classes tonight. I hate adult classes. Time to start stretching. All right, brother. Take it easy. Or listen while you're stretching. I am down for over-the-top Street Fighter. Same here. Schultz and Andre will ruin the movie. Dude, the movie is ruined from the beginning. There's no way that those two can ruin the movie that you just saw a teaser for. Look how insane it already is. I love Schultz, by the way. Eric Andre can be funny. Most of the time, he's just really not my bag of tricks. But Schultz is hilarious. Everything about that flat top looked okay. There you go. Can't go wrong with Brian Ballin and Grant Morrison. I think Andre works as he's just crazy announcer for the game. Maybe, I don't know. All right, let's see. Get me down here. Make sure I ain't missed nothing. My son is you make sure you tell him thank you afterwards. Yeah, Joe saw it early. He said he loved it. The Mandalorian Grogu movie will sell more tickets than any movie for a year. It's guaranteed. Is that a joke? Is that a joke? That's got to be a joke, right? It's going to be interesting to see because Han Solo didn't sell a lot of tickets. Rogue One didn't sell a lot of tickets. Episodes 7, 8, and 9 sold a lot of tickets. But outside of the main episodes, a lot of stuff hasn't. And Disney's really tanked the Star Wars brand with all these D+ series. You just ran off. That's crazy how these companies just run off the built-in fan bases for stuff. I don't get it. I guarantee you that Avatar will be the highest selling movie of the year. Guarantee it. For Star Wars movie since 2019. Yeah. Interesting. Now, I was going to see it, but my youngest said I can't go if I don't take him. There you go. There you go. Teamwork. Yeah, it's going to be a weird Thursday night for me. I'm going to be going late. I think it doesn't start till 10:30 because it's Finn's award ceremony for his karate stuff, and I'm not about to miss that to see any movie. All right, let's spin this thing. The way it works, if you're a channel member in the Legion tier, it's free shipping worldwide. Otherwise, it's just free shipping in the United States. If you're international and you win, I can give you $10 shipping credit, and you can pay the difference, or you can price tag somebody in the chat. Good luck to all. And the winner is Pops. Pops Addict's the winner. So make sure y'all check out Pops Addict's pages, because what he does with every single thing he's ever won from this channel is he gives it away to people over on Pops Addict. He just throws it in. They're always giveaways. He throws in freebies in every order, every package there is. So big shout out and congrats to Pops. Scored some swag, and he's doing a holiday mystery. He's always running specials. He's got some kind of holiday mystery special bag thing going on. So somebody drop Pops IG. I can probably do it quicker. Let's see. Let's see if I can outrun the moderators. Pops Addict on Instagram. Let's see. Copy. Boom, bang, pow. I think I had a head start because of the lag. Boom. Yeah, scored. I don't have to ship. What's funny is I hand him to Pops for him to ship off. For those that don't know, I package them up, and then Pops will come by my work the next day and grab them from me so that they can get to the post office as soon as possible normally. There we go. So make sure y'all follow Pops over on IG. Check out whatever special stuff he's got running. Guarantee it's the cheapest comics you'll find anywhere. That's kind of our shtick. That's kind of the shtick of Pops Addict. Cheapest comics anywhere. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. We'll do it again next week. And that'll be the day before Christmas Eve. Getting close to the holidays. Maybe I'll try to find some holiday covers for next week's giveaway. I saw that a sensational comic reprint from this week and almost pulled it, but I'm like, it's DCKO time. It's fight week time, so we'll see. Hope everyone has a good day. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Check out my video from yesterday on Supergirl and hit that join button. Become a channel member. It's the massive, greatest comic story ever told theme to this month. The giant hardback edition of Kingdom Come, the 9.8 slab of issue 4, the San Diego Comic-Con McFarlane figure exclusive, and then a ton of more stuff is in there for the channel members in the Legion tier. And we'll be drawing that during the live stream on the 28th. So get in there where you fit in there. Till next time, as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.
You are who you choose to be.
Superman.